conversation now.
Sit back down.
I'm sat.
Guess what, Morgan? We're sat. We're seated. Morgan. We're sat. We're seated. Let's just do the whole episode in ASMR form. Maybe that would be a good idea.
It's actually Monday morning.
We're sat. Mm-hmm. Oh my. It has been a week already.
Just already today. And we say that. Here's the thing. You guys are going to start thinking that we just say that because we don't have any, when are these girls going to get some fresh content? You know what? That is the freshest content there is.
Yeah.
Is
it's
it
fresh
being
as we get. I feel like you're sitting way higher than me. I need to just have better posture.
I really like the lean all the way back.
Yeah, you get a little moment and I can't because then I would be looking this way. And if I scoot too much this way, then my angle is off. So it's fine. I'll be okay. All right.
We're comfortable.
I'm good. Yeah.
No.
How's your spirit today? If you have to think that long, it's probably not great.
Literally, and I said, who did I say that to out here like 2 weeks ago? I asked them how their day was, and I was like, you took too long to answer.
Took too long, that means it's bad.
No. It's just one of those things where literally, it's like I couldn't get here fast enough because I kept all the stuff that I just wrote down on my board in there.
Yeah.
You're thinking about everything that you have to do.
I was on the phone and I was just like, all right, ladies, love you, gots to go. I got a lot to do.
Grievances to tend to.
So many grievances. Can we please make merch that says I have a grievance?
Merch is coming.
I know a place.
I know a place that can create our merch and produce our merch.
I know a place too.
We have so many.
We do. For us, you and I will get excited to wear them.
Yes, I would get excited. I'll absolutely wear it. I have a grievance just in the whatever
Get
font.
sat.
Get sat.
That's it. That's all you got to say.
Yours can say get sat. Mine will say get seated or we're seated.
Respectfully, no. Excuse me, what? I have a grievance at the top. That's up there.
That is up there. It's almost like a running thing at this point. We could every episode share a grievance and that be one of our clips.
You know
of the week.
What? Lauren's starting to say it a lot. I think some of the men up there are saying it. Fire is catching.
The fire is catching. I smell the smoke. I started saying it because one, I like making light of everything.
Yeah.
My head could be on fire and I'm going to try to make a joke about it.
No, and that's so great. It's contagious too.
And saying I have a grievance.
It's fun.
Yes, I actually do. No, there's a problem, but let me just pepper a little cheer on top of it.
Just like I was screaming at the computer this morning over some, people. Never have I ever felt the need. Just a little sidebar. This is my grievance.
PSA moment.
I have a grievance with people who spend time of their day commenting on a business ad or product and say, this is too expensive. I would never buy this. Does Nike care? Does Adidas, do they care? I've just never felt the need to do that.
Do I think in my head sometimes?
Of course.
Gosh, that is super cute.
Was I in a wormhole all weekend looking at the Marc Jacobs tote bag and thinking, I really want this, but I was like, no, that's too expensive. Did I leave a comment and say, this is too expensive?
This is too expensive?
No, I just thought to myself, I know how much money I have. I probably shouldn't buy that. So why do people feel the need to comment, $37 for a t-shirt? Never would I ever do that. Oh my.
It is
just so
strange,
mind-boggling to me.
And from the other side, if we can just give listen, here's a pull back the curtain moment or whatever.
Pull it back.
Maybe this is a hot take. Most businesses aren't necessarily overcharging. There is obviously people are in business. They're in the business to make money. There is a certain price that everything has to be priced at.
Correct.
So I never look at something and think, wow, I know for a fact they could be charging this for that and they're charging that for that.
I just think, should I purchase this right now? Probably not. Do I want it? Yeah. But I'm going to be an adult about it.
No, it does bug me. Like there's so much more you could do with your day.
The time out of your day to comment. That's nearly as bad as the woman in the elevator taking the time out of one
Y'all
floor
just get here.
to just speak and then walk away.
Can I tell you? Okay. I told Troy, I can't wait to tell Allison this. And you can ask him too. I said it exactly like that.
Oh, I'm sure you did.
When we went to the concert,
Yes.
we were at the hotel. It was one of our times up and down. Like we got there, checked in, we're coming back. It's after the concert, we're going up. Okay, so we're in the elevator. We're the first people in on the first floor, right? We're going up to the 11th floor. That's a lot of time for shenanigans.
Yeah.
Second floor, a couple gets on. They pile in the back too. Floor 5, maybe 4 people get on.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So we hop up to floor 10. Guess who needs to get off the elevator at floor 10? The couple that got in on 2 that's also in the back with us.
Yes.
And there's 4 big grown adults in front of them.
And then elevator etiquette. The men need to part the Red Sea.
And do you know what happened?
They didn't move.
They did. There were 3 men and a female.
It was the female.
When the door opened, she got off the elevator. One of the men said, "What are you doing? This isn't our floor." And she said, "I've got to let them out. It's their floor."
Because women get it.
I just got chills thinking about that. Literally,
She
I looked up
gets
at
it.
Troy and he looked down at me because I had just finished that episode and made him listen to it again on the way there Friday evening. And so he heard our spill on that.
Yeah.
And literally, when we got off on our floor, I went, "That's what I'm talking about."
Yes.
See, we're not crazy.
The females get it.
They
And if you're a
get
female
it.
that doesn't get it, do better.
Now you do. We're letting you know that this is what you're supposed to do.
Yeah, that's awesome.
I
so
just
proud of
literally,
them.
we got off from our floor. I told
Did
Troy,
you just want to
"See?"
give him a round of applause?
I did. I wanted to say something right then, but I'm like, no, because again,
Hold it in,
that-
then you're being the elevator.
then I'm being the silence doesn't need to be filled type of person. And so I thought about that too. Oh, how I wanted to scream, "Thank you," and just leave them with that and let them wonder, why is she thanking me? Man, it was good.
Oh, that is great. Gosh. You said you had a grievance. What was your grievance?
Mm.
Let
Let
me
me-
just pick one.
Let me flip through my Rolodex.
We've got gadgets and gizmos aplenty around here.
On the way here, or actually on the way to drop Piper off at school, I got a little tickled because you always picture, maybe this is just me, when I was younger, before I had kids, or when I was a teenager or whatever in school, kid in school, and then when Piper's a baby and I'm picturing her being school age and whatever, I pictured this whole morning routine being a lot more romantic than it is.
The morning routine.
The morning routine. I just pictured I have time to be up and wake up with my eye patches on. I sit and turn on the TV with a cup of coffee.
Mm-hmm.
I wake Piper up. She's got time to get up, watch a show.
Paint a little picture of a butterfly.
Paint a picture of a butterfly. I have time to make her a continental breakfast. She has time to come in and eat. She has time.
Where does that word come from? Why is it
It's
called
continental. There was a Schitt's Creek
what does
episode
that
on that.
mean? For real though, why isn't it complimentary breakfast?
It's for business travelers needing a quick breakfast.
What is the definition of continental
I
in reference to free food? But no, back to your point. A morning with kids.
Why is it called a continental breakfast?
Please. Did you ask Sheila?
Sheila. No, I asked Google. Because it represents, a continental breakfast is called that because it represents the typical lighter breakfast fare of mainland Europe, as opposed to the heavier, more hearty meals traditionally associated in the United Kingdom. So it's a European thing. Why do we use it over here?
So basically it's a fancy way to say, here's a bunch of free food that's not going to fill you up and do any good for your body.
Yes, it's supposed to mean a lighter meal.
Okay.
A meal.
Just
Reel.
okay.
I was thinking
Now we know.
Instagram.
We
Now
learn
know.
something new every day.
So I just pictured being able to, whip Piper up some eggs. I have time to sit and chill. We're not running around. And that's not what it looks like at
No,
all.
not at all. I'm tossing cereal in a bowl and saying, put your your shoes on.
Not even
and
that. I
let's
can't
go.
remember the last time I gave Piper breakfast in the morning. I'm hoping she has time to eat it when she gets to school. Half the time she's not hungry
I
for
give
breakfast
my kids
anyway.
the choice, and they always want cereal at home.
Now, sometimes she'll grab a cereal bar or an applesauce or something and hit the road. But what got me tickled thinking about that was how romanticized the morning routine was
In
in movies growing up, like early 2000s.
Mm-hmm.
Shows like The Secret Life of the American Teenager and stuff
Such
like that.
Trash.
We finished the reason that I got to think about it this morning was we finished You last night. And there was like 3 episodes of it where it's the morning before school. Henry's sitting at the island eating, like playing his games and just, they're dilly-dallying.
Spoiler alert. So
he
he reunites with his son.
Kate looks at Henry and, they're all laughing and it's morning before school. The sun is almost midday. And I'm like, what time does anybody go to school around here? And she's like, okay, Henry, go brush your teeth, get your shoes on. We're getting ready to leave. And I'm like,
That's a good
y'all
accent.
really got some time in the mornings. And so why these movies really made me think that
A lot of movies have let me down.
the morning, do you know what always used to make me mad? When there's like a full breakfast spread on the island and the kid comes down, they grab a piece of toast. Gotta go, Mom. Gonna miss the bus.
Yeah, Parent Trap. They do that. She's not hungry, has a one bite of toast, and I was like, but she made you chocolate chip pancakes.
Look at all this spread.
And you don't want any?
So
Chessie made you chocolate chip.
Chessie.
It's Chessie, by the way,
Chessie.
not Jessie.
It's Chessie.
She made you all these pancakes, and you don't want them? Okay.
Further down that road, speaking of the Secret Life of the American Teenager,
Garbage.
but why do we love it
I watched
so much?
every minute of it.
But why do we love it so much?
Looking back at it as a 33-year-old woman, it was horrible television.
Horrible television, but we ate it up
As a
at the
teenager,
time.
I thought it was revolutionary content. It
And-
is so cheesy and cringy.
I saw this thing that said it feels like The Secret Life of the American Teenager was written by aliens trying to understand human teenagers.
I think it's the same writer as Seventh Heaven.
That makes a whole lot of sense.
It really does.
Man,
We talked about this in the car.
we did talk about this. Because I think it was a TikTok or maybe a reel. I can't remember. But it was just a woman in her 30s saying, me in my late 30s, cringing over the shows I used to
Yeah.
watch. But yes, I'm rewatching them. And people in the comments were talking about all the cringy shit. They called Outer Banks a little bit cringy. And I'm like, I wouldn't say that it's cringy.
It's far-fetched. but
Far-fetched.
I like it.
I like it. It is far-fetched. I didn't think I was going to like it when it first came out. Troy started watching it
I
during
like it a
COVID.
lot.
I saw the first episode and I'm like,
Outer
it's just a
Banks.
bunch of
Paradise
teenagers.
on Earth.
Oh, John B.
I think I like it because I know that he's not they're not teenagers. So you don't feel like, because you're like, oh, he's cute. You don't feel icky about it because he's like 25, even though he's pretending to be 16. I don't
What
know.
about in the movie Grease when they got 50-year-olds to play high school students?
Right? Right. It's awful.
I mean, they were looking, when I remember being younger,
Why in the
I didn't
world-
think about it when I was younger,
Why?
but looking back on it now, and I'm like, that's a 50-year-old man.
Could they not have found younger actors?
Younger actors.
What is wrong with Hollywood? It's so like here it's either the extreme this way or that way.
Just like, remember Hannah Montana? The brother, Jackson, wasn't he in his 30s
I think so.
filming that show? I remember seeing that a few years back and my mind was blown.
Your flabbers were gasted.
Just,
I had something I wanted to say a minute ago. The thought left me. Oh, another thing that TV and movies really hyped up were all these like crazy high school parties that were going to be going on.
yes. What?
And all this time in the hallway to just
To just,
converse and make out and do whatever. There was no
Literally.
time. They were screaming. Everyone's screaming in our hallway. You have 45 seconds to get to class. and the parties were like all of us just like
I'm like, what
This is
parties?
it?
If there was a party, I never went.
There was no good ones. Or it was all of us going to Walmart.
Sit in the parking lot at Walmart.
Yes. Such a letdown. Is it just because we grew up around here?
I don't know, because think about Gossip Girl. Do you really think that's how prep schools are on the Upper East Side?
I would like to know.
Can somebody message us and
Let us
tell us?
know.
I want to know.
I need to know the lore.
If you go to a prep school on the Upper East Side,
And you happen to be watching a podcast.
and you happen to be watching this
of
podcast,
two millennial women who work for a graphic t-shirt company. Please let us know.
I don't think they're our demographic, Allison.
No. I don't think so either. That's why I got so tickled. When I started thinking about, they're like, Bridget, we must comment. Because most people in my mind that go to a prep school like that are probably
Not American.
not in America.
They don't sound like cornbread.
No.
Like us.
I don't feel like I sound like cornbread.
When I listen back to our episodes, in my head, I'm like, that's what I sound like. And I hate it.
I think you sound wonderful.
I just needed that deep breath for a second.
Man.
I need a beverage.
We're already almost 20 minutes. What have we discussed?
We say this every time.
I feel like that's what keeps it interesting.
You never know.
And just like you, like our episode goes live today and you were like, I don't remember what we talked about.
True or false?
That's the beauty of it.
True or false? We know what we're going to talk about before we get sapped.
False.
There's never been a bigger lie.
No. That's just the beauty of our...
I mean, I might have an idea in my head.
Literally last week, the only thing that we wanted to do was we both were like, we're going to wear the camo pants, and that's it. We'll figure it out from there. And that's what we did.
When we filmed on a Tuesday.
And today we said we have grievances, and that's all we had.
Did we even lay out our grievances?
I said mine, that people that comment on companies just to complain how expensive they are, just don't
And my grievance is that I don't have a romantic morning routine.
No, listen, Mondays with my kids are awful. My oldest gets the Sunday scaries real bad, and I have to talk him off of a ledge every Monday morning. It's awful. And I'm thinking, we do this every week. Nothing changes.
No surprise.
Do you hear the birds
I hear
chirping?
them in my headphones.
I do too.
I mean,
It's a
it
very
sounds
ugly
like
day
there's
outside.
a bird in the grass wall.
There probably is.
Knowing us.
It's not a very nice day. It's May. It's Cinco de Mayo.
Yeah.
It is very ugly outside. It's cold.
It is
And I don't see any margaritas anywhere.
Guess I'll settle for a Red Bull.
I'll settle for my
Olay.
sherbet Alani, which is growing to be one of my favorites.
Okay, it is the best one that I've tasted. And I had one left in the fridge, and Piper asked if she could take it to school for one of her
that
friends.
was nice of you. I ordered 2 cases.
Like again?
No, I'm still
Oh, you're
rolling
still
on
on
them.
those?
Yeah. That's what I recommend. If you like the Alani, you're better off to just go straight to the source than rather doing this gas station hunting. I'm over that. Just order it.
I haven't seen them anywhere else.
No, because I feel like they do it on purpose. And I'm like, oh, look, another cosmic stardust. I don't want you.
Literally, there's like 3 flavors that are always there.
You know what we really should do is go to Target.
Twist my arm.
Because Target is just, they usually do have a good variety. And
Of
ours
Alani?
just got upgraded, and the grocery section is much nicer.
The one
In
that
Barboursville.
fell off a hill.
Yeah. It was closed
That's
for over
where we
a year.
live, y'all. Our Target lost its ass over the back hill.
It fell
And
and there was a
closed for a
landslide
year.
and it was closed for an entire year. Awful. It's already a 45-minute
It's
drive.
already a 45-minute drive. Then we had to drive an hour to the
You
next
have
one.
to plan like a literal road trip to go to
horrible.
Target. And it's probably better for us, but I would love to just go down the road.
If Target was where Kroger is,
And I don't think I would spend as much. Because it's like you unleash me into the Target, and I'm like,
oh my gosh,
I'm
when am I
not
come
going to be
back?
here for another 6 months. I got to get this. I got to get that. I got to do
If Target
this.
was right here, I would be running in there to grab razors.
Yeah. And
I'd be
would
running in
like,
there to grab-
I'll get it next time.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's the problem.
I would spend in Target what I spend in Kroger every week.
Mm-hmm.
Because it's right there.
I love Kroger. I don't go there enough.
I enjoy it.
We're Walmart people.
I go to Walmart every once in a while. I just hate getting in and out of there.
I do delivery, but mainly because if you need, sorry, I had to check. If you need deodorant, body wash, all of that stuff, Kroger, their selection's getting a little better, but you're probably going to overpay for what they're giving you. So I'd rather just get it. I'm a one-stopper, you know.
No, I get that.
Yeah.
Speaking of shows, though, I do want to tell you, I think you should watch this 5th season of You.
Well, like I just said a minute ago, I've only watched 1 through 3, and at the end of that, he's dropping the baby off at a doorstep. So it does make me happy to know that they reunite.
And that's not, I didn't spoiler any of that. If you've seen previews, that's...
I started watching season 4.
I think that I could recap season 4 for you.
I think I'm going to
so that you could go right into season 5.
I think I'm going to have my chat GPT
tell
summarize
Sage
it
to summarize it, because I really don't think that you need every single nitty gritty to go into season 5.
No, I
season
just need
4
to know,
was my least favorite season.
Is the woman across the apartment complex, is that the Kate woman?
Short hair?
She's not very cute in this season.
No, she looks better in season 5.
Okay, but that's the woman he goes for now.
Short hair?
Her and her boyfriend or whatever live across the street, and he's like watching them, and he's like, no, I'm not doing this again.
Yes.
And we're like, we all know you're going to do this again.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Does he kill the guy?
Yeah.
Okay. How does he kill him?
I don't remember.
So he's dead. Who else dies?
Oh, so many people.
Gosh, why does he have to be so bad?
He's the eat the rich killer in season 4.
Man, season 1 of You.
Season 1 of You
is unmatched.
It's unmatched.
I did not think he was going to kill Beck like that. I was shocked. Mm-hmm. I was actually heartbroken. I loved them together. I was rooting for them.
Mm-hmm. I was rooting for them because it was such a believable... Season 1 has been the most believable of all the seasons, even from his standpoint.
Yeah. I was this crime I get of passion. You're a little bit tortured. I get it.
Season 5, though.
I have to sneeze.
Okay. Season 5, I think they added it in because it's so trendy right now. Mm-hmm. Season 5 is peppered with smut references and romance novel stuff.
Okay. But you know it's in his contract that he doesn't do sex scenes. But I think they said he broke it for the last season.
Yeah. I wouldn't call them sex scenes.
To respect the sanctity of his marriage, he doesn't do those types of scenes anymore, which I can respect.
Did he do a lot of that in Gossip Girl?
I don't know.
I didn't finish Gossip Girl.
I read it somewhere, aka I saw a TikTok about it, so it might not even be true.
Oh. I wouldn't call what's in season 5 sex scenes, but
well,
takes a lot.
Really quickly, one thing I do want to say
to be spicy for me.
Now that you've got me talking about a show,
we could just keep going.
Hang on, I'm gonna.
What's she look like?
We started her early, so we got a couple minutes. Everyone keeps talking about, you need to watch The Pitt on HBO. You need to watch The Pitt. It's the greatest medical show. You need to watch it. I love medical shows. I watched Pulse. I'm still watching Grey's Anatomy, as we've discussed. If you're watching medical shows for the romance storylines and the friendship and general the camaraderie plot. and the back end, okay, so they have to do a surgery, but what's going on in their personal life, don't watch The Pitt, because there's none of that. You feel as an empath. I watched 1.5 episodes of The Pitt. I felt like I personally.
Allison said, I got so nervous. I thought I had a packed waiting room back here.
I was so anxious. I thought I had a whole ER waiting for me, that I was failing at my job. The way that it's filmed, it's so shaky and panicky, and it makes you just feel like you're performing the surgery and it's on you. And if you don't hurry up, all these people are going to die. And I don't like that feeling.
I don't think I would like that.
It's too real. And that's why people love it, because they're it's the most realistic medical show. But if you're not watching medical shows for the medical part, you're not going to like The Pitt. Mm. Oh, I was spooked. I had to turn it off. I said, I can't watch this before bed. Give me the hookup in the on-call room. Don't give me... They showed literal peeling back of a skin of a leg. You saw the whole thing. It's HBO. They can do whatever they want.
They do whatever they want.
They cut some woman's shirt. It just was raw. I didn't like it at all. I didn't. I was so panicked. I couldn't watch it anymore. So
I remember a time when I just watched shows aplenty. I just don't make time to watch things lately.
I'm too busy mentally, physically. And so if I'm taking the time to watch something, it's got to be good.
Like, I want it to grip me.
And I want it to satisfy some escapism or get my brain going. And all the pit did was just make me an anxious wreck. And I felt like I was failing medical school because I wasn't keeping up. So there's that. I think it's time.
It might be time.
It's about time. So I don't know if we offered you any sort of entertainment.
Fun fact, on the TV note, blah, 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 I saw a study that said people aren't binge watching shows as much as they were.
Probably because Netflix keeps making
10
things
years
in two
ago.
parts.
Netflix keeps making things. The study said that it's because Reels and TikTok, they've pushed us to want instant gratification now. If I can't see a resolution to this thing that I'm watching in a minute, I'm bored.
Maybe that's why I gave up on the pit.
So they're like, you want somebody to sit down, and Netflix just dropped 8 episodes of this season.
Oh, you better believe.
They're not sitting in all. Most people who would have 10 years ago, they're not sitting in one setting anymore and watching all 8 episodes.
That's true, but you better believe when the second
tell me lies. Oh. Tell me lies. Summer I Turned Pretty.
Outlander, the second they drop all of those Bridgerton episodes, Mama is going to be sat. I have waited far too long, and that is a whole other grievance and a whole other podcast. The House of the Dragon, you get a pass.
There's a lot going on there.
It takes 6 months to make one of those CGI dragon scenes, okay? That I will give you a pass. The Summer I Turned Pretty, I'm sorry. Why are we taking this long in production?
Why are we taking so long?
You film in a beach town.
Your setting is there.
There's no special effects.
No special effects.
I know there was that whole strike with the writers and all of that, delayed a few things, but like, come on. I filmed this thing. I've got it ready in a couple hours.
Right. And we have so much more going on this summer at Turned Pretty.
I'm just saying.
Oh.
I'm too impatient.
I'll go ahead and throw it out there. Team Conrad.
Oh, thank God. For a minute, I thought you were going to say Team Jeremiah, and I was going to have to leave.
No. Conrad, if they, again, you've read the books. I haven't read the books.
There's no way. There is no way the end game is going to be different. They will have a whole fan base just irate.
If they change the way the books are?
Yeah. There's going to be stuff changed because it already has been. But the ending, like who ends up with who, cannot change. And if it does, then it was all a waste of time.
Well, again, I haven't read the books. I will not be looking ahead to find out what the books say. I am team
Piper could read these books.
Conrad.
They're very mild.
Oh.
They're young adult books. They're literally for like 6th graders.
But I love it though.
It's
like
so
the
good.
Show.
All right. We could do this all day, Morgan. I figure we've lost him.
One day, we're just going to keep sitting here. The cameras are going to die. The lights are going to die.
We're just going to keep talking.
It's going to grow dark outside and just catch us here talking
funny is
into the dead mics.
Our podcast never ends. We're constantly in communication.
Although
Literally. This weekend, we didn't converse much.
I know. I don't know what that was about.
It was just a weird weekend.
I just never thought to be on my phone.
I wasn't on my phone much either. So that's good. Look at us. Digital detox.
Yeah.
And we're back.
We leave the podcast isn't in. We get up from these chairs. She walks about 10 feet that way. I walk about 20 feet that way.
And then I walk about.
And we're literally going to continue this last conversation that we were continue.
On. Thank you so much for listening,
Thanks
watching.
for getting seated.
And if you like what you see, let us know.
Yes.
Let us know.
Let us know.
And if you don't tell us because we'll both
we'll
cry.
Really upset. You'll hear about it in the next episode.
You will. Okay. Bye.